So we've had a lot of console generations at this point in human history, starting with the first at-home real big explosion of gaming consoles being the Famicom, or North America, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and of course going from there. My personal favorite, because of what I played as a kid, would be the 6th and the 7th generation. No, I did not make a 6-7 joke, that was totally unintentional. But that would be the PlayStation 2, the GameCube, and the Xbox, and the PlayStation 3, Wii, and the Xbox 360. I think that, to me, specifically like 2002 to 2012, was prime gaming, at least for my childhood. That was when I had the most fun playing. These are the games that I think impacted me the most, and I'll be honest, I think they impacted the entire industry as a whole the most, because a lot of the remakes and sequels we get are from games that were released between 2002 and 2012. It was extremely pivotal time for home gaming consoles, and of course the 8th generation, being the PS4 and the Xbox One, had some good moments, of course mostly bad, leading up to what is now the 9th generation in the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. And now we're approaching kind of a precipice. It feels like console generations are about to fall off of a cliff, because instead of being remembered for the amazing games or the nostalgic memories of these game consoles, now all we're going to remember is how greedy the companies were and how messed up things got for the average gamer and consumer. Because now it looks like Xbox isn't just losing more money than ever on each Xbox console, but the price hikes might happen again. The components being used to build these consoles are exploding in price. It's ridiculous, and now it's looking like by the end of 2027, they're projecting these components to also double in price again, on top of the price hikes we already had. So this is going to call into question a lot of the manufacturing decisions for these consoles. If this continues, especially with the way they're pushing towards cloud gaming and AI, I think this might be the first sign of the death of the home console, at least in the regular form as we're used to it, being the electric brick that we hook up and put our game discs into to be hyperbolic. I think this might mark the first time the companies are seeing red in the water, because usually consoles are sold at a cost. That's always been a thing, because the idea is to get the console in the home, and then you'd make the money back on games, subscriptions, movies, controllers, accessories, microtransactions, customization options. All that stuff would kind of recoup the cost of the $400 to $500 console. And now that that's going out the window, and they're having to price hike Xboxes up to maybe even $600 or $700 for a base model of whatever Project Helix is, that's not good. And I actually worry for Xbox as a brand in general with how it's being handled. The new CEO has made some great moves. I think Game Pass was an awesome idea. That got kind of corrupted by the usual corporate greed that we have going here, and it kind of got run into the ground in terms of its price hikes. They have reined in some of those price hikes. They've reduced the prices across the board, but still, the damage has been done, and Microsoft is, of course, leading that charge, despite claiming they're trying to keep Xbox as perfect and profitable as possible. They are, along with Sony, they're guilty of it as well, steamrolling full speed for the generative AI cloud-based streaming gaming platform. That's the goal. Don't make any mistake about it. They can make all sorts of great promises and claim that they want gamers to enjoy what they own and bring back physical media. We'll never get rid of discs. But it's still going to happen. It's unfortunate. It's one of those things. It's like a tsunami. It's coming. You can set up all the fortifications you want, but there's nothing that can stop that wave that is about to hit the games industry. And in my fear, it's going to destroy it outright. Of course, you can just sit here and be negative all day and soak in the fear of AI and cloud gaming. I do think there are some genuine good strides they've made, especially with the ability to patch and update games over the digital form. But again, that's just another one of those things that has a bunch of negatives as well as the positive. Yes, it's great that a game can be updated over the internet without the need to recall the discs, but back in the day, that just meant you had to actually quality test your game before it released, because a recall was extremely expensive to get all of the packaging, transportation, and material back to the warehouse, fix the issue, put out the software patch, reprint the discs, and send them back out to the stores. So it required game companies to actually make the games work from day one, or they faced massive financial loss. And nowadays, it's common practice to just release the game in a half-baked state, charge more than ever for it, and then either charge the players for the fix or make them wait months while basically beta testing the game for this. And they're all guilty of it. Nintendo, Sony, Xbox. I don't play favorites. I see a lot of comments on the videos recently where people will watch a video where I talk about PlayStation and say I'm just an Xbox fan that hates Sony, or where I criticize Xbox and people say I'm just an Xbox hater, I'm a Sony pony. Guys, I'm a gamer. I own almost one of every single console that's ever been created, and I love all of them for different reasons, and I love this media. I have children now that are approaching 3 years old, which means they're getting close to the time when I really picked up a controller and started to figure out how to play these games. They're getting close to my time when I played the first Sly Cooper, the first Mario Kart. It's coming, and I'm excited for that, and that's why I took care of my console so I could show them the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 3, the GameCube, the Wii, my old DS from 2006 that plays Game Boy games. It matters to me. That's why I talk about this stuff. It's not just because I hate corporations or I hate a particular game platform. I don't hate anyone. I want everyone to get the best, most pro-consumer deal they can. And if these companies don't want to appeal to that and they want to keep doing this greedy stuff, well, then I'm not going to be there to give you any advice when the customer starts leaving it for someone else. I genuinely thought the Steam machine was going to come in and undercut the market at like $450. But unfortunately, Valve decided to make it close to 1,000. So there goes that hope of PC saving consoles in a way. But expect console prices to jump again. And I would be worried for the Xbox brand at this point, given how the stock prices are falling and prices keep going up for the components to make these. That's all I have for now. You guys have a good one.